All right. Well, thanks for listening to Let's Talk About It with Xavier Fox. Thanks for coming back and joining us again for the second round in the second half. And we are going to get it going on with What's Hot. And we have our DMV correspondent, Miss Nicole Williams. How you doing today, lady?
Hi, X. I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing good on this Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to get a little celebrity gossip going on first. What's on your mind today?
Okay. Well, last week I was the YBF correspondent for the premiere of Love and Marriage DC.
Oh,
Um, yes, so we did the premiere event at the park at 14th in DC and, red carpet. And I asked them questions on the red carpet. So I asked Monique Samuels, who's essentially, I guess, the star of the show, what made this show different from Real Housewives of Potomac. So she laughed and said, well, first of all, we're actually all real couples
oh.
and married. So the shade so she said that was the main difference. And she said that like this cast wasn't like catty, they all pretty much got along.
Okay. Well,
um
that's a good thing. What's it called?
it's called Love and Marriage DC. There's a pop, it's on Oprah Winfrey Network. I think the first season was Love and Marriage Huntsville, Alabama. I never
Oh,
watched
that
it,
was
but a
that
lot of
one with
people
all
do.
the drama where the dude was cheating and stuff, right?
Yes. And so that's been out a few seasons now, but now they're doing one in DC.
Okay. All right. So how did you wind up doing that?
I used to be the DC correspondent for the YBF.com many years ago. And so they needed someone to cover. So they reached out to me to see if I could do it.
Oh, that is so cool. And what does YBF stand for?
Young, Black, and Fabulous. And
Okay.
so, yes, my friend Natasha, the founder of the blog, she was the first Black celebrity blogger. I think at the time, Perez Hilton, he's kind of a white guy, and his style of blogging blew up, however many years ago. And so that's why she founded the Young, Black, and Fabulous. She said, because at that time, there were literally no blogs that featured Black celebrity news and gossip.
Okay.
So
Well,
the blog really took off, and here we are 15 years later.
15 years later. Wow, now you're
Yeah.
gonna really be doing some celebrity gossip on the
Yes,
big
yes.
platform. Uh-huh.
Yes.
That
We got to talk to the cast of Ready for Love Potomac.
oh,
They were a lot of fun. Yes, Clifton is still singing Joy's praises. So I guess I don't know if they're gonna get married, but it sounds like they're ready to make a baby soon.
okay.
Um,
Remind me, who was that, the one that she seemed a little forceful that he was gonna be with her?
no, the one that he wound up being is the light skinned one with the dreadlocks. That's Joy.
The lights. I haven't seen it in so long. See, I'm just so bad.
Oh yeah, no, she's a prominent. Well, yeah, you would remember her. So yes, that's who he chose, and they're still together.
Okay.
There's another couple. Oh, Carmen and Donovan, they were there. They're a couple as well. They were holding hands.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess the Ready for Love Potomac cast cranked out a few couples.
Okay. I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't think I saw any. The last one I saw was Ready for Love. I think DC. That's the last
Oh,
one I
okay.
saw.
Yes. No, the Potomac cast, in my opinion, was way better. Just more mature, I think.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
the last one I saw. So I really have some catching up to do.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I got a whole season. Me and my girl's supposed to do a girls' night, and that's what we're gonna do is watch all the shows we haven't had a chance to watch.
Oh, yeah. It's a must.
So that's definitely on my agenda. So I had a few things that I wanted to just ask you your opinion on
Hmm.
in the news. It's like some trending topics or whatever. Brittany Griner, that female ball player that's in jail in Russia. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's crazy that she's still in jail. I've read that she has been playing there in Russia for many years. You know, and I think she was caught with some sort of cartridge that had cannabis
Marijuana.
oil in it, and it wasn't. So to me, it wasn't even like a full. It was, I understand their rules, but to me, the crime doesn't fit the time.
Right. And now she's just like, and now Russia is at war. And
Right.
so this just seems like really, and a woman over there. I
Right.
wonder, I just really wonder what her days are like over there.
Right. I don't know. I mean, maybe her only saving grace is she probably picked up on the language. But other than that, it seems so scary.
That, yeah, it definitely seems scary. It definitely seems scary. A Black woman locked up in Russia during wartime. That just doesn't sound like a good situation to be in. And then that teacher who made the Black students pick the seeds from cotton and then handcuffed the Black students. Did you hear about that?
Oh no. What, you said this was a school?
It was a teacher at a school. It was a guy, and he made the Black students, he got some cotton because he was supposedly, I guess, teaching some history. I don't know what the heck he was doing, but he made the Black students, he got some cotton, he made the
Oh, I
Black
think I
students
did
pick
hear
the
about that.
seeds out of the cotton, and then he handcuffed some of the Black students.
Oh no, he has got to go. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's like a whole outrage about that. But
yeah, that's taking it too far. I understand. No, that's too much.
now my thing was, if he had the white students doing it as well, then that would have been potentially giving the children an understanding. But why just the Black students?
Exactly. No, that's just weird.
That was really weird to me.
Yeah, not okay.
Not okay at all. And so my one of my final questions, because I have something just popped in my mind that I'm gonna tell you, but I'm gonna ask you my final question over here. What do you think of the Zeus Network?
The Zeus Network?
You sound like you ain't never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm not really that familiar with that network. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know what content is on there.
Yeah, the Zeus Network, from what I hear, is Black owned. And it does a lot of the reality stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And what's that chick name? That Stevie J? Jocelyn Hernandez.
Jocelyn, yes.
She does her cabaret thing on here.
Oh, that's where I've heard of it from. And in my mind, I'm like, what is Zeus Network? I'm like, okay. I don't even know how one would go about finding that network.
So if you are on, I guess if you have a smart TV or however you get your TV apps, like you watch Netflix. So however you watch Netflix, you can download Zeus as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no thanks.
And I don't know if there's a cost for it or not. I've seen it before, but my youngest daughter had it on the TV. So I don't know if she had paid for it or how it wound up on the TV. I just know it was on the TV. So
right.
It had some interesting stuff on there. You know, what's that girl's name? Drea.
Yes. Drea.
Yeah, she's got a show on there too.
Oh, wow. So a few of them, like you said, reality stars.
Yeah, that are trying to go out on their own. So Zeus Network is supposed to be Black owned as well. So they were kind of dogging it out the other day on Fox Soul. You know, they were saying that they were ashamed that it was a Black owned network. I don't know.
What? Who?
Yeah.
Fox Soul people?
Fox Soul. I can't remember which one of the shows because I just listened to them throughout the day. And they were just saying that, you know, it wasn't a great representation, but I don't know. Jocelyn, she be having,
she's a loss.
You know, I don't have anything. I'm not an ageist at all because, you know, I'm older and, you know, unless I tell you, you probably wouldn't guess because I don't necessarily ask or anything like that. But I don't know. I just think what she's doing, she's gotten to a little past that threshold.
Yes, it's like no one wants to see her. And I believe her and her husband or boyfriend have been accused of beating several cast members up. So they have lawsuits left and right. What? So I don't even know if that show will stay on the air.
Oh, she's beating people up in real life. So
exactly. In real life, they're putting hands on like those girls on the show.
Oh my God.
And one had evidence. I think one had like pictures and yeah, they involved her boyfriend too. They said he was hitting them too. So yeah, she might be done soon.
So they think they pimping for real.
Yes, they really did. They Bonnie and Clyde or something.
Oh my God, that is so crazy. Okay, well,
very.
So the last show we really got off onto our topic. And soon we'll be having that one out there. But the one before that, I was talking about Married at First Sight, and I said I wanted to talk about one of the other Black couples on the show.
Yes, I remember.
And so, we talked about the one where the girl was cute, but she was crazy with the internet stuff. And so the other Black couple, it was really interesting because things that happened to us in our childhoods definitely, help create who we become. And so, and most people don't believe that. They just think that they're just fine because they turned 18, and that's just not how it works. Right. And so the one guy, the other Black guy on there, he had been adopted, right? He was adopted by his aunt. His mom gave him to his aunt when he was 9 months old. And she died from cervical cancer or something when he was 3, I think it was.
Who, the mom?
Yes. So I think that's why she gave him to his aunt, because she knew she was sick.
Oh, and okay.
So he was adopted, but growing up, you know how kids are growing up, they teased him.
Oh, wow.
And so he never felt good enough. And it was interesting because we went on this journey with him because he lied all the time. And so they had matched him up with someone. And so his wife, because they get married for real. Right. His wife was having an issue because she kept catching him in these lies.
Oh my God.
She said at one point, she said, I think they matched us based on a lie that he told them about who he was. Because as she got to know him, she found out that all of these things were lies, right? And so at first it seemed like she was just really emotionally detached and stuff. I actually mentioned to you about her, one of the other couples being emotionally detached. Yeah. So at first it seemed like she was emotionally detached, but then the thing was she kept catching him in lies. So if you get, first of all, you get married at first sight. So you married a stranger. So that in itself is, kind of crazy. And then when you find out that this person that you don't know is lying about the little bit of stuff that you think you do know. So now you are completely with a real stranger and a liar on top of that.
Right.
And so as we went through that with them, that situation with them, that's when you found out, that he had feelings of not being good enough. So what he would do, and his sister said, even as a kid, he would make up who he thought he wanted to be or who he thought would be accepted. And he carried that all the way into adulthood, all the way onto this show. And, it was kind of eye-opening because you got people who are dealing with stuff and are liars.
Oh, yeah.
Because at some point in their life, they didn't feel good enough to maybe get the girl or be accepted in certain groups, maybe they weren't the jock or whatever. And so they sometimes created images and personas that really wasn't them so that they could fit in. But then we as society, we look at them as liars. They just have a problem.
Right. We don't get to the root cause.
You don't get to the root cause. And that just became so evident. So when I talk about these different couples, it's, I like watching the reality shows, especially these couple shows. I like watching them for those reasons specifically, because sometimes you can see your own, not necessarily, sometimes you can see yourself, but sometimes you can see situations you may have been in and you were like, oh, that dude was just a liar. He just this, that, the other. And then when you look at the other situations, you'd be like, I remember when what's his face said, blase, blase, blase. Maybe that's why he lied so much. Maybe he got some issues.
Right. That's so true.
Issues. Maybe he felt he wasn't good enough, so he had to become this person that he thought was acceptable. But you can't lie forever.
No, you sure can't. You can only lie to yourself for so long too.
Right. And so eventually you get caught up in that stuff. But
exactly.
it was very interesting. So now I am on Married at First Sight, The Unmatchables. I didn't even know they had that show.
Unmatchables. Yeah, I never watched the host one of those.
Oh my God. Girl, The Unmatchables.
You see why they're unmatchable?
Yes, but you know what else?
What?
Sometimes you see yourself in them.
Oh my God, even the non-naturals.
They had this one guy on there, and he was like, attraction is important. He said, I want substance, but I got to be attracted. And that's
Right.
something that I say all the time.
Right. And people will fight you on that, right?
Yes. But, they were saying that the reason that he really wanted something superficial so much was because he himself didn't have any substance. I
Oh,
can't
wow.
agree with that because I definitely know that I have substance.
Oh, yes, for sure.
But I do think attraction is important. And I don't know how you work past that, Nicole. How do you work past that?
I think the people that I know that did it, they said that the person, usually a guy, was nice to them, probably they maybe were coming out of a bad relationship, were tired of the BS. So they gave that guy a chance. And then as they kept getting to know him, they found that they were attracted to him. So for some people, it's just, that's how I think for women do it more than men. I don't think men are able to do it like that. They don't care how nice a woman is. Like if they're not sexually attracted pretty immediately, I don't think it'll go but so far for them. But women, I have definitely heard of women just saying his personality won them over, and that's what made them fall in love and be attracted to him.
Wow.
But I guess for others, how do we even get to the point of a first date or a second date? And when I say, like, I don't think the person was probably butt ugly to them or anything. I think these people were decent looking people, but they may not have necessarily looked twice at them in the grocery store or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't see how you get to, I mean, unless you guys are like friends, but even like, because I have guy friends, I have plenty of guy friends, and some of my guy friends, other women find them attractive. I just am not attracted to them in that way, but they're really great people. And they're nice to me. I mean, that's why we're friends, because they're
exactly.
But I couldn't imagine any of them touching me that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because you don't look at them in that way.
So how do you change from? I don't know how. I just don't understand how you do it.
Yeah, I think it helps though. I mean, you can't start off. I don't think you should start off with being like gross, ill. Like if you have that feeling when you see someone ill, then no, then you'll probably never go past that with them. But like I said, if you look at them and you don't have any reaction, good or bad, like it's more neutral, then maybe something can grow from that type of thing. But yeah, if you're like gross, ill, I'll never, then, one of my girlfriends, her husband, they've been married now, I think 8 or 9 years. And I introduced them. He was my friend, but again, I wasn't attracted to him in that way. And I remember on their first date, she was like, Nicole, like, I don't know, he couldn't dress and maybe had a hole in his jeans or something stupid. And she was like somewhat bothered by it. She was like, I mean, should I give him another chance? I was like, girl, you could change that. You can help him dress. And here they are 9 years later and 3 kids later.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she decided to listen to me, and they've been married happily, like I said, 9 years now, 3 kids. Wow. And so, yeah, when they first went out on the date, I don't think she was like, oh my God, he's so fine. I don't think, but I also don't think she was like, ew, he's ugly either.
Yeah.
And so after, he was nice on the first date. So then when he asked her out again, she was like, okay. And so that's how it kind of happened for them. And I guess each time maybe she became more and more attracted, probably.
What's funny? So when I met my husband, now my husband was a good looking guy, but I thought he looked really young. And so I wasn't really attracted to him because he looked so young. He was 2 years younger than me, but he really kind of looked young too. So it wasn't that it was it was that you just really look young.
Exactly.
Now, in that case, he did win me over clearly because he became my husband. But
exactly,
so it wasn't it was just one of those kind of things that I'm not unattracted. It's just that you just look like a kid to me, dude.
Exactly. I think that's how a person falls in love with someone like you did. I guess over time you didn't care that he looked young.
No. I met him. I'm like, I'm a whole grown woman out here.
He was this young man. Like, he was this young boy. Right.
I was all of 24 at the time.
Exactly. Like you were so old, right? So
Right.
experienced.
Right. Even if he was 17, well, I would have been too old because he wasn't 18 yet. But you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So the other thing that popped in my head while I was talking to you, I was reading, I believe I was in That True. I was reading something in That True that said that, so I don't know in which order this came, but I don't know if they found out since then that the woman was a nurse. And I'm talking about your friend that passed away the other week. Or did they find out that she wasn't a nurse, that she was an escort?
I don't know. I don't believe she was a nurse or practicing nurse, but I don't know. I have not seen any updates.
Yeah, I was reading something and somebody said it turned out that she was a escort.
Oh, that's exactly what I said.
As a nurse or something like that.
I think I do remember them mentioning that in the group. That totally makes sense. I mean, like I said, that would explain why he didn't know her. He paid for it.
Yeah, and you remember I told you in that interview, he had said in that interview that he wasn't above paying for it. So that wouldn't have been inconsistent with his behavior. But
exactly.
Now I'm reading stuff about no life insurance, GoFundMe kind of stuff.
Pastor Jamal Bryant said that on his Mother's Day sermon, and people have been so upset with him ever since.
Said what?
He said he was preaching to women. It was Mother's Day. He said, and y'all don't let no man tell y'all that y'all are unlikable or unattractive after 35 and don't nobody want you after 35. He said, when the man telling you that has to have a GoFundMe for his funeral, y'all don't listen to that. Right. And so, the supporters were in a tizzy. How dare he talk about that in God's house? And it's so funny how they bring God into it, right? Yeah, random, but no other time. But my whole thing is, well, y'all say that y'all father was about the truth, even if it hurts. So why y'all mad at the pastor?
Right. Yeah, I've read several things that said he was a complete mockery of everything that he spoke about. The exact opposite. So
not surprised.
that I feel really I want to say I feel bad for the people that were really believing in him, but it happened, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully they'll learn.
It's no different than what was that guy's name that had all them people drink that Kool-Aid?
Oh my gosh, yes. That's what I said the week before he died. I said he is going to Jim Jones, y'all. Yeah. It was Jim Jones. Yeah. Yep, they all just sipped the Kool-Aid.
Man, that is just crazy. So, we're not gonna give him a whole bunch of time like we did last week. The extended version last week. So, what movies are we Netflixing and chilling with this week?
That is a good question. I'm still trying to finish Ozark. P-Valley is coming back. I can't wait for that to start on Starz Network, I think in a few weeks. So that will be good.
Yes.
But I haven't heard about any other new movies lately.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I haven't been watching anything new. I'm watching this Unmatchable thing, and it's just hilarious. And then I must have fallen asleep on it last night, and I woke up this morning, and Marrying Millionaires was on.
Oh, I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So the 61-year-old with the 21-year-old.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
Like, what? That's 40 freaking years. What can y'all possibly have in common?
Exactly. That's just so transactional.
He said he likes showing her different things that she has never experienced, but she's 21. That's pretty easy.
You're right. She's probably the age of his granddaughter.
Oh my God. Yes.
Ugh, so gross.
I think he has a kid, but I don't think the kid is.
Oh, has a kid yet.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, so I haven't watched any actual real movies or whatever, other than I saw a rerun of Taxi today.
Oh, Taxi, yes. You started that today by accident. Oh, you know what I did watch recently? It was a really cute movie on Hallmark Channel featuring Ving Rhames. You know, he's really good. Called Little John. It was the cutest movie ever. So if you can, I guess, find that on demand, it was really cute.
You read any good books lately?
I am reading Bevelations now by Bevy Smith for my book club. So that's really good. She is a huge personality, radio host, social media influencer, Bevy Smith. So her story is very interesting. So that's what I'm reading now.
I still want your book club to read my book.
Oh, yes. I keep forgetting to tell them. But yes, I will let them know our next meeting, which is in a few weeks.
Okay, yeah, that would be really cool because I would love to get some feedback. You know, I have a lot. I've sold a lot of books over the past few years. Oddly enough, quite a good portion of those are men, and I believe that they buy the book just for the cover.
Oh, right, of course.
So I have not gotten a whole lot of feedback. A few people, they tell me it's page turner. You know, that's what I've heard mostly. It's a page turner. But I really like to get a little bit more in-depth detail, like different chapters, and did you relate to it, and how did you, or all of that kind of stuff is what I really
and that's the beauty of the book club, and when you try to get the authors on each time too.
Oh yeah, and I'd love to participate in that. That would be great. And anybody who's listening, if you have a book club, I would love to participate if you guys are going to read my book, The Men in My Life and What I've Learned. It's on Amazon. Check it out.
Yes, check it
out. So what's going on this weekend in DMV, girly?
Well, this is not this week. It's a weekend. It's in a few weeks. The Kappa takeover. They're having an all-white affair on the National Harbor. I think that's June 18th weekend. Okay. We have for the Cool in You cigar and music festival. That's always really, really nice event in, I believe, Clinton, Maryland. That's coming up the end, I think, Memorial Day weekend, which will be here in a few days. The Linganore Reggae Wine Festival is also Memorial Weekend in Mount Airy, Maryland. That's always a lot of fun. So yes, those are a few events that we have up and coming.
Okay. And here in Milwaukee, we have Summerfest starting pretty soon.
Oh,
that's always a good time. Lots of food and entertainment, and right on the lakefront. So it's beautiful scenery and everything. It's usually lots of entertainment and food. I think I said that, but yeah.
Yes, and food.
Yeah, they have like a whole row of just different ethnic food. You can get German, Italian, anything that you can think of going up and down there. Jamaican, Mexican, Irish, just all of that stuff. And Milwaukee is German.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I think I knew that.
Yeah, we have a lot of German. So you get those, that German food is so good. What is that one? There's one.
I don't know what they eat. I'm thinking sauerkraut or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that, but there's this one, I can't remember what it's called, and I can see it in my head. I see the word and I can't get it off my tongue. Anyway,
you'll remember.
I'll remember sooner or later. Okay, well, I guess we have covered everything from celebrity news, a little girl talk, some Netflix and chill books, and the upcoming events. So you got any final words you want to share with your listeners today?
Everyone just have a wonderful week.
Okay. All righty. Well, thanks again for such a wonderful show, and I will chat with you next week.
Okay. Talk to you next week. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.